7.5 example 2, solving logarithmic equations. We've got a hint here. Make into a single log before you solve. It will make your life easier. So A, there is only one log. So what we need to do, once it's in one log, we need to remember our rules, and remember that if we put a big base in front, so if we have 3 to the log 3, x minus 5, so if I put the big 3 here, I've got to put a big 3 here to the second power and make these both exponents. Then we need to solve. That is a little 3 right there. It is hard to see. Remember, we learned that if this 3 and this 3 match, that this just goes away. So now we have this x minus 5 is equal to 3 squared is 9. That is something you should know how to solve. So if I add 5, x equals 14. Oops. Yeah, 14. Okay. Same thing here, just like that last one. There's one log already. So we're going to look at our base, put that base down here, and then make all the rest of this into an exponent. But if I do that on one side, I've got to do the same thing over here. Now, because I chose my base to be 6, and because that was already a 6, these two should cross. So because you are choosing the base, because it's what's given to you, it should always cross out. So then I'm left with 2x minus 1 equals 6 to the negative 1 power is 1 over 6. If you don't know that, plug it in a calculator and you can solve it pretty easily. I need to solve for x. I'm going to plus my 1. So 2x equals, and I plug this in a calculator, I get 7 over 6. To get x, I need to divide by 2. I'm going to plug this in a calculator. That cancels. X equals, let's see, plug this in a calculator. 7 over 6 divided by 2 is equal to 7/12. So x equals 7/12. Now C, it is not already in one log, so I need to make it into one log. If we remember our log properties from last time, minus equals division, right? So if they've got the same base, there's a base of, and remember there's a 10 here. So I'm going to rewrite this log of 45x divided by this log of this 3 equals that 1. I'm going to go ahead and simplify. So I want to simplify this here. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So log of 15x equals 1. Now we're going back to what we just did on our last two. There's a little base here of 10. We don't see that 10. So 10 to the log, little 10, 15x equals 10 to the 1. Remember that this should cancel here because you chose that number. 15x equals 10 to the 1 is 10. If I then take my 10 and divide it by 15, x equals 2/3. D, same thing here. I see the minus sign, so I need to actually divide my numbers here and here. So log base 4, I'm going to have 100 divided by this x plus 1 equals that 1. Then I'm going to write 4, because that's a 4, right? Log little 4, 100 over x plus 1 equals 4 to the first power. 4 on this side means 4 on this side. This should cancel. So I have 100 over x plus 1 equals 4. 4 to the first power is 4. Now, to solve this, I need to get x out of the bottom, because x is in the bottom. That means division. Means I really need to multiply by that entire x plus 1. So all of this cancels. X plus 1. So I have 100 equals, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this to save some paper. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 1 is 4. Minus my 4. So 100 minus 4 is 96. Equals that 4x divided by 4. 96 divided by 4 is 24. So 24 equals my x. Now, this one has an exponent. So remember, our exponent rules say to plug this and put it up front. So I have 2 times log base 4 of x equals 7. I need to get the log by itself. So to do that, that's 2 times that, right? Divide by 2. So I have log base 4 of x equals 7 over 2. And now I solve this one just like we solved the last two. Find your base, which is 4. So I'm going to put a 4 in front. So I'm running out of room, so I'm going to write it different. I'm just going to go ahead and draw my 4 here, and here. So that's 4 to this power and 4 to this power. These should cancel. So now I'm going to have x equals 4 to 7 halves. And I'm going to go ahead and plug that in my calculator. 4 to the power of 7 over 2. And I get 128. So x is equal to 128. F, same way. Remember to bring that 4 up front. So that now says 4 times log little 5x equals 8. Solve for my log. So divide by 4. Log little 5 equals 8 divided by 4 is 2. Remember, I need to use this 5. So 5 log 5 equals, or x equals 5 to the 2. These should cancel. X equals, and 5 squared is 25. Now, remember, plus is really another way to do times multiplication. If they're the same base, so they both have the same base. So log x times this x plus 9 equals 1. I've got it in one log now. My base, there's a 10 we don't see, right? So 10 log 10 x, and keep all of that, x plus 9 is 10 to the first power. Now that my bases are the same, these cancel. So I'm going to simplify. X times x is x squared. X times 9 is 9x. Equals 10 to the first power is 10. Okay. Now we have to think back to our quadratics when we learned how to solve for the quadratics. We want to get this side equal to 0. So set one side equal to 0. So I need to minus my 10. X squared plus 9x minus 10 equals 0. I'm going to factor. If you don't like factoring, you can use your quadratic equation or you can complete the square. Those are your options right there. Okay. Now, if we do this, that is x, I need to get to negative 10. So I've got 1 and 10, 2 and 5. How do I get to 9? Well, 10 minus 1, right? Minus 1 and x plus 10 equals 0. Remember, I set both of these equal to 0. So I have x minus 1 equals 0 and x plus 10 equals 0. and solve each one. So I add my 1, so x equals 1. Subtract my 10, x equals negative 10. Now, these are both possible answers. These are just possible. We don't know which one's. Maybe both of them are answer, maybe one of them, maybe none of them. So we can plug them in our calculator and find out. And so if I've got log 1, I'm going to plug my answers back in here, plus log 1 plus 9, I get the answer 1. I'm good. Log negative 10 plus log negative 10 plus 9, that is not an answer. It tells me non-real. So this is my correct answer right here. Let's do one more. Remember, plus means to multiply them. So log base 12 is x times this x plus 1 equals 1. Okay, and then we have our, because it's a base of 12, I'm going to put my big 12, or these are the powers here. So I've got x squared left plus x, and 12 to the 1 is equal to 12. I now need to solve for x by factoring, but I need to get it set equal to 0 first. So I need to move my 12 by minusing. X squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. Remember, 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. How do I make a 1? Is 4 minus 3. So x minus 3, x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, so if I have x minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. Solve each one. X equals 3. X equals negative 4. And those are my two possible answers. Try these 5 on your own.